What's up, YouTube? You're now tuned in to Starter General TV, aka Mr. Vocable himself, and we're in the building, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, yes, sir. Alright, we got some interesting topics we're gonna cover tonight. You know what I mean? So get comfortable. It's gonna be interesting, it's gonna be crazy, of course. You know, it's one of those nights. So apparently we got T Grizzley, allegedly people are saying he hired or he had somebody, not even put a hit, took out his aunt, you know what I mean? And also, they're saying that he also impregnated her, like all crazy type of claims, you know what I mean? Allegedly. So we're gonna figure out if everybody's just chatting. Let's try to catch up. Let's see what's going on. You know what I mean? Without further ado, let's get right into it.
My God, I've been on the phone all day investigating the death of T Grizzly's auntie, Jobina Brown. I've been diving deep into the conspiracy, trying to figure out what's true. What's true about this conspiracy? And the conspiracy that I'm referring to is the conspiracy that T Grizzly enlisted the help of Chicago dudes that he knew to murder his aunt Jobina Brown, who he impregnated to make that scandal go away and to retain back his masters from her. I've been trying to uncover what's true about this and what's not true about this. There's a lot of inconsistency in this story, but the one thing that's consistent, after speaking to a lot of people, receiving information from Jobina Brown's camp, from people within T Grizzly's camp, after having information from them transfer over to me, the one thing that is consistent, it's not looking good for T Grizzly. That's the only thing that's consistent so far.
Brown, the manager and aunt of T Grizzly, was shot and killed in Detroit on Tuesday night, August 20th. Comments about her death began surfacing Wednesday, August 21st on social media before her passing was confirmed by TMZ. According to law enforcement sources, a shooter opened fire on Grizzly's Cadillac Escalade while the vehicle was traveling around Detroit. The gunman allegedly approached on foot and shot Brown, who was sitting in the back seat in her left side. Grizzly was reportedly riding in the passenger seat and got out of the vehicle as the shooter approached. The driver said the attacker fired 3 or 4 shots and noted that Brown screamed before the gunfire began. Brown was rushed to a local hospital but died from her wounds. She was 41 years old. Police don't know if Grizzly was the intended target of the attack. He and the driver were unharmed.
From my perspective, this entire story begins when the first and only suspect who has been arrested so far was arrested 2 months after the incident. When Wu Thing, aka Wu 600 from Chicago, was initially arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's auntie Jobina Brown, the streets of Detroit was talking almost immediately. People was calling this a backdoor from the very beginning.
So let me get this straight. I don't understand, why would he take out his aunt for his masters? Like is it really that deep? You know what I mean? Like who backdoors their own aunt? You know what I mean? Like, this can't be true. This got to be some kind of joke. Sorry.
Everybody on the mother east side know that, nigga. Them been facts. Cause you talking about? How the you don't know? You mean? You know that everybody who killed everybody and popped everybody, but you don't know how Sunday got down on auntie though. The bro, what you think? What kind of crime reporter is you? You mean?
What the? How do you know? How do you know who did the hit? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna take out your aunt, you know what I mean? Like, you would think it'd be more, how can I say, undercover, like how they figure out that quickly? This is mass lobby.
People initially thought when people in Detroit was calling it a backdoor, they were referring to OTF or 600 backdooring T Grizzly. Because at the time, T Grizzly was really close with OTF and 600 through Buka 600. So when a 600 member murdered his auntie, people thought, man, OTF or 600 like backdoor T Grizzly? It wasn't until time went by and people began to put the pieces together. Like, hold on. OTF or 600 couldn't have backdoor T Grizzly because the killer of T Grizzly, Wu-Tang, was arrested in 2019. In 2022 or 2023, T Grizzly did a joint album with Lil Durk. In 2024, T Grizzly made Buka 600 right-hand mans with the killer Wu-Tang his groomsmen for his wedding. So T Grizzly was becoming closer, like probably closer than ever, with the alleged parties that murdered his auntie. So it couldn't have been a backdoor, because if it was a backdoor, if he felt like his life was in danger, because T Grizzly did multiple interviews saying that.
Yeah, this gotta be, this can't be true. Cause like, why would you do an album with somebody? You know, make like music with people, make them like invite them to your wedding. You know what I mean? That's a special day just for you to like have them take out your aunt. Like, I don't know. This gotta be a farce. Like, what the hell?
They were coming after him. That the shooters opened up the car door looking for him. So if the parties who murdered your auntie was actually looking for you, then you wouldn't be like friendlier with them. You wouldn't be closer with them. You wouldn't make Buka 600 your groomsman. You wouldn't, right, like do a song with Lil Durk or a joint album with Lil Durk. And the only Lil Durk ties here is Buka 600 is signed to OTF. But Lil Durk has nothing to do with this whatsoever. So that's when the theories of, okay, maybe T Grizzly backdoor his auntie. Maybe T Grizzly set his auntie up to be killed. Now, I have the full indictment of Wu-Tang, and the full indictment, I believe, tells a story that leans more towards somebody backdoor that auntie. I don't know if it's T Grizzly, but the indictment and the story told in the indictment lends me to believe that somebody backdoored that auntie. Let's get into the full indictment and what evidence they got on Wu-Tang that led to his arrest. The police was able to trace the getaway vehicle, which was a blue Nissan with the license plates HRK 4937. They traveled to Michigan the day before, and then 2 hours after the homicide, they traveled to Chicago. The vehicle was a rental car, so when they didn't return the vehicle after the homicide, Hertz Rental reported the vehicle stolen. Even though the vehicle was reported stolen, even though the vehicle was involved in a homicide 2 months prior, Wu-Tang was still driving around Chicago in that vehicle, knowing how hot it was. Well, he was parked in the alleyway one night, October 19th.
I mean, they put somewhat effort, you know what I mean? Like, why would you be in a hot car like that? Like, why would you still ride with it? Like, you're supposed to dispose of it. Like, it's supposed to go away. Like, you know what I mean? Also, like, with a rental car, like, don't you have to put, like, your insurance and give them, like, your ID and everything? That's interesting.
2019. He was parked in the alleyway. The police pulled up because they ran the tags and they seen the vehicle was reported stolen. They attempted to initiate a stop. He ran away. He was eventually caught. He was ultimately arrested and charged for being in possession of a stolen vehicle. But get this, and this is where you really start to look at these dudes like, yeah, y'all are just professional doofuses. So on top of being caught in a stolen vehicle that was used in a homicide 2 months prior, he was also caught with a firearm. And after ballistics was done on the firearm that he was arrested with, ballistics shows that not only was the vehicle connected to the homicide, not only was the vehicle identified as being the getaway vehicle of the homicide of Jobina Brown, but he was also found in possession of the firearm that was also used in the murder of Jobina Brown. Ballistics shows that this was the firearm that killed Jobina Brown. This is where we introduce new information that I didn't include in my last video. And this is the part of the video where we start looking at T Grizzly a little crazy. We start looking at T Grizzly with a side eye here. You see, T Grizzly told a story of what happened the night of the murder. T Grizzly stated that he was with his auntie / manager, Jobina Brown. They made a last-minute stop at one of his other auntie's crib for him to check on some business. Jobina Brown decided to stay in the car and wait outside because she didn't like germs. He was only going to go inside and come back out right away. It was a last-minute pit stop, right? Let's hear T Grizzley tell the story, and we're about to find out why this.
Very suspicious. She waits outside because she don't like germs. I don't know. Or did he actually tell her to wait outside? You know what I mean? Timing is everything. Let's watch.
This new information that we received kind of blow up that version of the story. It kind of, not only would I say debunks it, but kind of makes us start thinking that maybe T Grizzley is telling some fibs here.
So the night everything happened, man, can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever, and I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin. Mm-hmm. He was real close with my pops, just like my pops' brother. Mm-hmm. And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there.
Yo, what type of interview is this? Like, he's explaining, like, why. Like, he's basically explaining the story of you know, how his aunt got, you know, executed, pretty much, right? But, like, he's playing on a PlayStation, like, 4 right now, like, in the middle of an interview? Like, that's crazy.
And I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas, you just got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person. Okay. It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff in there. I'm like,
that's very odd. Like, that's very odd. She doesn't want to come in because of the germs. I thought it was a person, but she actually doesn't want to come in the house because of the germs. And she decides to wait outside, you know, just before, like, his aunt's last moments, yo. I don't know.
All right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, as soon as I see my auntie, mm-hmm. She about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying? Behind me. I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time. Mm-hmm. My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car. Like,
yeah, she was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on and to. If somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us. Basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door, mm-hmm. trying to get at me. End up hitting her up.
Where'd they hit her on the body?
They hit her on her side and in her arm. She didn't get hit in her head or her face and nothing, just all on her side. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
How many times?
On the side where her heart at.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, on the side where her heart at too. So that's
T Grizzley said the killers were looking for him because he exited out of the vehicle from a specific side of the car. When he exited out of the vehicle, he went to the side porch to get let in. The killers couldn't see he was at the side porch, but they knew what side of the vehicle he was in. So when the killers seen the vehicle was parked, they went to the vehicle and opened up the side of the vehicle that T Grizzley was sitting in before he exited out. They opened it up and began to shoot at the auntie because they thought the auntie was him, because they thought he was sitting there. Again, if the killers couldn't see T Grizzley because he was at the side porch, that would mean they didn't see T Grizzley get out the vehicle because they would have just followed him. Then that would mean the only reason why they would know that T Grizzley was sitting on that specific side was because they seen T Grizzley get in the vehicle on that particular side and they followed him to the location. Here's why that don't make sense. And here's why the facts of the case actually debunks everything T Grizzley just said and sort of opens this case up where anybody can be a suspect. And dare I say T Grizzley could be a suspect. Wu Thing kept his phone on the entire time he committed this homicide. I don't know what I would expect from someone who was still in possession of the getaway vehicle and the murder weapon, but he kept his phone on the entire time. And they were able to trace him coming into Michigan and leaving Michigan after the homicide. But they were all...
Yo, he didn't even get rid of the phone either. Like, yo, who are these people? Like, if like these three people are not that bright, bro. Like, you. Oh my goodness, bro. Not only you didn't get rid of the car, you kept the phone as well, and you kept the other weapon, which they was able to track with the shells. Like, oh my goodness. Who hired these people?
Also able to pin him at the crime scene. And this is why T Grizzly's story don't make sense at all. The cell phone towers pinged Wu Thing's cell phone at the murder scene for more than an hour and 56 minutes. So it started pinging around 7 p.m. and continued pinging until 8:56 p.m., which is minutes before the shooting occurred. That means that Wu Thing was at the murder scene for an hour and 56 minutes. He was at the murder scene for an hour and 50 minutes before T Grizzly and them got there. So he was hiding out. He was waiting. He was expecting them to come to that location. How did the shooter know that T Grizzly and his aunt was gonna be at the location if the location was an impromptu stop? If the location was a, hey, yo, let's stop right here real quick. How did they know to wait out?
Wow, that's very suspicious. Especially if it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he had a driver, but if it was just him and his aunt, they made a stop that wasn't even like planned. That's very suspicious. Either T Grizzly or his aunt really like put that one together, allegedly. You know what I mean? Because that's strange right there. That's strange.
At that address for an hour and 56 minutes waiting for them to show up. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. And also,
if he was waiting an hour as well, right? If he was waiting an hour, wouldn't he have like seen when T Grizzly or his aunt like get out the vehicle? So like wouldn't he just wait for them to just exit the vehicle to just do his thing? Like he's already been there for an hour. Like I mean, the least he can do is follow through and, you know what I mean? Just wait for his victim to come out the car. Like,
if they was at the location for an hour and 56 minutes, then they seen T Grizzly get out the vehicle, which will make sense. They didn't see him get in the vehicle because they wasn't at the location when he got in the vehicle, but they seen him get out the vehicle. They seen him walk to the side porch, which is why they came over, opened up that car vehicle knowing he wasn't going to be there, and began shooting. This is just my theory, people. And began shooting. This is the only...
But why the aunt, though? Like, that don't make no sense. So you literally see their target go inside the crib. Like, he's all alone, right? Let's say he doesn't have security, because it doesn't seem like he was with security or anything. Well, he said his people was taking long. I don't know. Like, that don't make no sense. Wouldn't his people be like I guess his security be on alert as well? Like, they just went to the aunt. I just don't see why they would target the aunt if they came for him. And like, they never, like, apparently his story not adding up. Like, that would mean she would have never left the vehicle, because like he said, she doesn't like germs. So like, I don't know, this is all strange. This is all strange. This is all strange.
story that makes sense, people. The only story. I'm not saying T Grizzly is responsible for backdooring his auntie. I don't know. I'm saying T Grizzly's story got to start adding up, people. It got to start adding up. How did the killer know to wait out at that location for an hour and 56 minutes if the location was an impromptu stop? The killers was at the location. You got out. They could have easily haunted you down, went and got you from the side porch. They watched you exit out the vehicle. They was at the location. And they let you go away. And they came and killed your auntie. What beef would they have with your auntie? It doesn't make sense, people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. What beef do they have with your auntie? Like that seemed like some cartel like type of stuff. And another thing too, like, I don't get like how these people be so rich and still be maneuvering in the hood. Like, I would have no business in the hood if I was rich. Like, there's no way. Like, I don't know, worth millions of dollars and still dealing with this type of problem. Like, this is just insanity.
At all. T Grizzly offered up a response, and this is his response to everything you just heard, okay?
I just think the niggas about to go around trying to clear no shit up because it is what it is. As far as like, you know, I ain't about to be certain shit you can't entertain, bro. Especially when it's absolutely nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But you do got a lot of motherfuckers that go to the internet and think that everything they see on that bitch is facts.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. He look mad, like strange without the dreads. Like, I can't. Like, you know, I'm not trying to shade homeboy, but like, he look weird. Like, I mean, for a second, I couldn't tell. I literally couldn't tell who that was on the screen. Like,
It's not a place for facts. You can see some shit dead in your base chat that's not true. So you think he can't be fooled by the fucking internet, bro? Bullshit.
So what will the motive be for T Grizzly to do this to his auntie?
Yo, brother man said a whole lot of nothing, bro. Like, that was a whole lot of nothing. Like, what was that? He didn't even explain or did any rebuttal to anybody's question. Like, he just he just brawls past it. Like, like, oh my goodness, this is crazy.
Backdoor his auntie / manager, and they're not blood auntie. Now, I talked to someone who was literally at the funeral of Jobina Brown. They were at the funeral, bruh. Yo, I was told even at the funeral, people were suspecting T Grizzly because he did like interviews where like people close to the situation were kind of concerned about the stories kind of not really matching up in certain, in some interviews. I think in one interview, like T Grizzly said, yo, it was like a drive-by. They came and shot it up. Then the next interview, they said, they came and opened up the door to look for him and then shot the auntie. So again, those are not really a big deal, but it don't really line up perfectly. I was told from someone particular that even when Jobina Brown and this person would be talking or getting close, T Grizzly would get jealous. That at times, like T Grizzly would kind of get jealous. And Jobina Brown would tell this person, yo, T Grizzly, keep asking me about you, keep asking me why we're talking, blah, blah, blah. And Jobina Brown will confide in this person that she actually had an intimate relationship with T Grizzly. But the thing with this is, Jobina Brown is T Grizzly's uncle's wife who's in prison, I think. Again, don't quote me on this, but I think the uncle is in prison. I think Jobina Brown is the uncle's wife.
Yo, you're so rich, you have so much money. Like, why would you deal with your uncle's wife? Like, this is like that just, oh man, that's just disgusting. That's just disgusting.
She's not blood related, but she's related through marriage, I believe. So smashing the uncle's wife, allegedly got her pregnant. According to courtroom reporters, that that was allegedly brought up the first day of trial, that Jobina Brown could be pregnant for T Grizzly's baby. So that's a motive. The uncle is in prison. You got her pregnant. She not trying to afford it. Man, that could be one thing. Jobina Brown invested in T Grizzly really early on when nobody else would. Right? It is reported that she apparently owns a portion of T Grizzly's masters. He wanted it back. He signed a deal with her like fresh out of prison as like a management deal. He wanted it back. She wouldn't give it up. That could be motivation. I don't know. And I'm not saying T Grizzly is involved. What I'm telling you is the facts of this case doesn't really align with T Grizzly's story 100% or perfectly. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? We're going to continue looking into this, man. Trial is on Monday. We're going to be watching that trial, best believe. Let me know in the comments.
Nah, oh man, we're living in some strange times, man, where people, I mean, it's not new, you know what I mean? If you watch the Maury or Jerry show, people been doing this for a long time, but it's just sick. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of evidence that, you know, that kind of shows that, well, there's a lot to this story. It kind of shows what's kind of going on so far. I don't know. Hopefully this is not true. But like, somebody's waiting 1 hour at the scene before you arrive. You know what I mean? And you didn't plan that stop. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy. But we about to get to our second topic real quick. You know, bear with me. I got you right now. We about to get into it. Yeah, we about to talk about the Shannon Sharp. Yes, sir. We about to get into the Shannon Sharp. So, if you don't know, Shannon Sharp was getting sued by his ex-girlfriend, you know, for $50 million. And apparently today he settled outside of court, you know what I mean? And it was for $15 million. So, hey, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say this is a win for him because at the end of the day, he settled. So he's not going to get like the Disneys or the big companies to come in and partner with him or probably see him as a like brand friendly right now. So, he's losing a lot of money opportunity. But I don't know. This is just a sick world we live in, man. But without further ado, let's get straight into that.
What's going on, guys? Jado Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. What you're looking at is a statement from the woman who sued Shannon Sharp. Now, on my Basic Social Politics channel, I put up my video thoughts on Shannon Sharp settling the lawsuit, and I talked about how it's a bad look. It really is. And after I posted the video, I learned I kept reading the article, I started to get more and more pissed because Tony Busby, the ambulance chaser that he is, the clout chaser, ambulance chaser, he put out this gloating statement letting everybody know the case has been settled, confirming that it was a consensual relationship that had tumultuous times. He after I posted a video, I saw that she had put out a statement as well. And this is the statement here. I'm gonna read y'all this thing because when I read this, I became very upset because I've been making videos for over 10 years warning you beta males that you better watch out These heifers are coming for your money. You better have your ducks in a row. You better have your
Yeah, like he should have had his. He's way too old to be doing things like this, man. He gave her $15 million. Now she could go run off in the sunset and like, oh man, $15 million this man lost. She here on Instagram talking about she retiring from OnlyFans, bruh. This man out here retiring OnlyFans models, bruh. It's ridiculous.
Seats, and you better handle your business, because if these women catch you slipping, they're gonna use it against you. Shannon Sharpe fell right into the trap, to the point to where not only was he trying to settle this privately before it went public, he ended up settling this case eventually for millions of dollars, to the point to where this heifer is retiring from OnlyFans, and she put out she put out a statement. I'm telling you, I was so enraged when I read this, because I saw some comments from some of you busters that said that he was going to have to settle it. No, he did not have to settle it. At the most, Shannon should have paid maybe her attorney's fees, but that's about it. But to actually pay this girl to the point to where she's putting out a statement saying that she is retiring from OnlyFans, I could not believe this. I could not believe this. The number that I heard, I put it in my video, I heard it was for $15 million. Because she originally...
This is ridiculous. So today I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter. I love you all forever and ever. Yo, this is really sad, man. Yo, I don't know what to say. They're like, this is really crazy. Like, this man is winning in all aspects of his life, and like he chooses to do this. Yeah, I mean, lose like this. Like, this is a big blow, bro. Like, I don't know how can he recover for this. Like, he lost his spot on ESPN and on First Take as well. You know what I mean? This is crazy.
ESPN still could say, you know what, I don't think you're going to be able to come back here. Because you know how when people settle lawsuits, right? The person who's suing doesn't say anything. They basically either speak through their lawyers, or their lawyers will put out a statement. But the fact that this heifer put out a statement, this was her throwing it in everybody's face that she got away with it, because Shannon must have known that he screwed up. He screwed up badly. Now, if you're guilty, yeah, you settle. But I'm telling you right now, innocent people don't settle. I've seen men fight cases to the bitter end and they win because they didn't do anything. But if you
see, that's another thing too. Like, it doesn't look. That's another reason why ESPN or like whoever like wouldn't want to partner with him. Like, if you're not guilty, I mean, even if it costs you everything. I mean, look at Diddy. Like, was charged with the like craziest amount of things. People told him like not to go to trial. And I'm not saying that he's innocent of everything, but like, yo, he's willing to fight, like, you know what I mean, to the very end, like, you know what I mean? Like, he just gave up, like, this easily, like, it just, I don't know, maybe Busby probably did really have something on him. I don't know. This is crazy, bro. $15 million, folks.
You paying somebody to go away, you're guilty. And I have to stand on that. This is sickening. This is disgusting. And again, this does not mean that Shannon's going to be allowed back at ESPN. This could actually put the nail in his coffin. Because now when it comes to sponsorships, when it comes to other business endeavors, this is going to be hanging over his head. Because she says that she's not going nowhere. She's retiring from OF, but she's going to still be around. She's still going to be out there, right? She's not just taking her money and going away. She's actually going to be out there throwing this in y'all face. And that's the sick part about.
I can see her getting on a Netflix Me Too type of documentary or something. I can see people or like inviting her on shows to give her story, her testimonies. Like this was a really good day for. That was a really good day for her. You know what I mean, give it up for her. Like, bro, really, like, oh man, bragging on Instagram about it. This is crazy.
This is that now this opens the floodgates for Tony Busby to go recruit more women who have dealt with professional athletes or entertainers, especially the ones who are older, and to be able to siphon money and resources from them. That's what this does. This is why settling is never good. Settling is never good. Even though I'm seeing dudes saying, well, he had to say, no, he did not.
This also opens the door to other ladies that, you know, that will consider himself a victim of Shannon Sharpe can come through and be like, yo, he did this and that, you know what I mean, and sue him. And he, you know, just because he settled with her, they know the game, so they, you know, they have a chance of winning too. Like, it just opened the door for more people to come sue him. It's just ridiculous.
Has lawyers. I'm pretty sure he has good lawyers. It's a different if the guy doesn't have money like that. Shannon has lawyers. He has resources. He didn't have to settle nothing. But that's the excuses that we're seeing. Let's read a little bit from this article. Just a few months ago, it was looking like Shannon Sharpe will never be seen on ESPN airwaves again. The Hall of Fame tight end was enjoying a media renaissance after his explosive breakup with Skip Bayless after years together at FS1. And before that, being an NFL studio analyst, Sharpe built himself into a brand. He became one of the top podcast hosts in sports and entertainment, and he quickly linked up with Stephen A. Smith and First Take to continue their domination over the sports debate world. But in an ugly turn of events, it seems to come crumbling down. Sharpe was named in a $50 million lawsuit, and instead of trying to deal with it quietly, he made the controversial decision to fight publicly, even naming his accuser. After more public, again, that's why I say, why make it public if you knew you were trying to settle? But anyway, after more public back and forths, which include text messages and voicemails, Shannon decided to step away from ESPN while continuing the legal battle. Given the seriousness of the allegations and the ugliness that ensued, it appeared that Sharpe's days at ESPN were numbered and his burgeoning media empire might be teetering. Just last month, former ESPN personality Dan Le Batard went on record to say that Sharpe would likely never return to the worldwide leader in sports. We'll probably all know at this point that Shannon Sharpe is not likely to ever work at ESPN again, right? I think we can reasonably assume that Shannon Sharpe would like it to look like he has a chance to return, said Le Batard. I don't know if you can be Disney and allow any of what happened there. But now the equation has changed as Tony Busby, the lawyer for Sharpe's accuser, announced that there was a settlement in the suit and the lawsuit would be dismissed. They just put out a statement that he made. I'm not even gonna look through that article. Spoke about my other video. So what's next? Does ESPN bring him back, or has the damage been done? Given ESPN is still owned by Disney, the company could very well still come to an understanding that it is better to have Sharp quietly stay away. It has been seen on ESPN. He hasn't been seen on ESPN airwaves since April, and with a new football season around the corner, the network has a deep bench to call upon for First Take, where Sharp only appeared a couple of days a week. The memories and the accusations and how Sharp chose to handle them won't just disappear. But
like, I mean, like he has to talk about this at some point in time, right? To the audience and explain, right? I mean, he doesn't have to if you don't want to, but like, yo, like, oh man, this is just crazy. This is crazy. I think this opened the question too, like, yo, what did they have on that video that made him like settle? You know what I mean? Like apparently he was about to settle outside of court. Now he's gonna he already paid her $15 million. This is ridiculous, man. You gotta watch out. You gotta pretty much watch out here, man. You can't just be rich and just like be all type of way. I mean, like, not everybody's your friend. Coming after that money, you know what I mean? This is, oh man. This is just ridiculous, man. Like, and you know what's so funny too? Cat William literally warned him, like, told him to like chill out, bro. This is ridiculous.
you do what Michael Irving did. When they tried to besmirch his name, he went above and beyond to clear it and to get a semblance of his career back, to get his name and reputation back. You have to protect your reputation with your life, and you can't let people play on your name. You can't. Because what happens is you never get that respect back. You never get that respect back. And the thing is, I wanted Shannon Sharp to fight this and clear his name, because if he settles, it's an admission of guilt, to where this female is saying that she's gonna retire from OF. That is, I can't let that go. I'm not gonna sit up here and like demonize Shannon Sharp, but I just have to call it what it is. He settled because he wanted to move on with his life and his podcasting career. But at what cost? At what cost are you willing to move on with your career? Didn't he lose sponsorships over this? Are those sponsors going to come back? Maybe in the near distant future, maybe. But you see this guy right here. This guy, all he does is go after rich black men. That's all he does. What other, can y'all name any non-black rich man this guy has gone after? And Shannon Sharp paid this bozo. Probably had to pay her attorney's fees too. And he's putting out, this bozo's paying
her attorney fees, and then this too. I don't know. This is crazy, man. This is, I don't know. Yo, oh man. I believe Jay-Z. Well, yeah, he tried to go after Jay-Z as well, and he didn't win. So you like this, Shannon Sharp, man. I don't know. Like I feel like he definitely should have fought a lot more harder. Like he had the money to fight, and maybe I get it. He didn't want like some details coming out in public, but like, yo, you lost more. I feel like you lost some more money in the end by just giving up. And you also admitted to everything that she claimed, like pretty much by settling, even if you didn't do it. Anyways, this is crazy. Without further ado, we're just testing this out. This, going live. You feel me? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, of course. Without further ado, we off this.